are you a better coach now than when you started?
I've definitely learned to pick certain battles as far as coaching-wise. Beginning of the season is always kind of tough. We start really early, and in the past I've tried to just get everything in. This year we're starting a little bit slower, and we're going to progress hopefully towards more by the end so that we have a better base of stuff as we go. And I'd say one big thing has been getting the numbers up and kind of getting what we believe in as a program through all the guys. That's kind of been a positive for us because now we have those guys that we've kind of built that into, you know, for 3 years now. So it's starting to kind of come out in how we play and how we do things.
You've got a very, very, very young squad. Does that mean you'll be teaching more, especially early in the year?
Yeah, and that's part of why we're slowing things down. We're kind of changing some things up too because I think they're capable of doing some different things, which they've been catching on to. It's going to be a learning experience as far as going through that grind and what it takes to get through you know, a full varsity season and seeing what things they really have to key in on that's going to make them successful. I mean, we had guys, you know, we lost 6 seniors, so we lose a lot of experience. But I think these guys can do a lot of good things. I think they'll impress some people. I think we'll really challenge teams this year. I don't think we'll necessarily be taking a step back.
What are you changing?
We're changing offense, and to be honest, which I've expressed with our guys, we're going to try and find our identity on defense. We've tried out being man-to-man. I'm more of a man-to-man guy myself, but you got to kind of change with your personnel and. So we're going to look at some different things as far as getting out and hopefully getting some more defensive pressure, I guess. But I don't know how they'll respond as far as in a game situation yet. So we're kind of to be determined defensively right now.
You're not real big, so a
No.
small, scrappy defense would help. Wouldn't it?
Right, and we're a little bit deeper, I think, as far as going into our bench. I think we'll have a lot more production off our bench this year. And find how those guys kind of piece in with whoever our starters will be. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, we'll learn a lot about the guys early in this first tournament.
Not being real big, scrappy defensive points, you get 2 here, 2 there a
Right.
quarter. It adds up.
It definitely adds up, and that is one thing that I think will be different for us this year is we're going to have shooters that can kind of surround, you know, our guys that will be in the post. That I think they can even be pretty effective. We got some taller guys. We got some shorter posts as well that are big, strong kids. And then we can kind of fill around the outside with some shooters that can make plays. I don't know that we'll necessarily be driving to the rim as we have in the past. We've kind of wanted to attack off the dribble and do stuff like that. We'll have more outside threats this year than what we've had as far as a whole group, I think.
And that's good because they can't key on really one guy.
Right, and I mean most teams are going to look at Farnsworth because he's played 4 years. We should have a pretty good inside-out game, and it'll spread the defense out hopefully.
Starts quick. You had a tournament over in Hannibal, and you get right to it right away. That was some good teams.
Yeah, we do. We know going over there, we obviously have Rockbridge first. They're very good. We know that it's just a different experience for us going over there to play them, and it'll be good for us. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for our guys to see a team like that, you know. And then we have Knox and Hannibal, and Knox is a smaller school, but I know they're scrappy. They're good. They played us very tough last year at QND. It's a scary team. So then after them, we go to Hannibal, and I don't know quite what to expect out of Hannibal just yet. I know they got a new coach, so they're going to be different from what I've seen in the past from them. So it'll be pretty wide open. It'll be a good test early, but I think more along the lines of we're going to look at, see what we need to change, what our strengths are going to be. So it'll be a good week for us.
You'll have their attention after the tournament, as most coaches do, and say, okay, here's what we did, here's what we need to do.
Right. And hopefully we can, with film, you can always open up the players' eyes and they can kind of see. And the film doesn't lie. That's what we tell them all the time. So if we're telling them something and they're not changing it, it'll be evidence on that film. We can kind of make our adjustments from there.
Go back to Royce Poor in Knox County. He's a player.
He is a player.
Yes. I don't know how you're going to stop him, but do you let him score and stop everybody else, or what do you do there?
I don't want to give too much away because they might be watching. But, yeah, we definitely saw him. As far as close as we are, I hadn't heard very much. I usually pay more attention to our conference stuff, which I kind of regret because he's a good scorer. Seeing him last year at the Quincy Notre Dame tournament, I was impressed with him. Physical guard, and he kind of took it to us last year. So we'll have to see what we can do there.
And you guys got to be ready for that game. Because that's a big feather in their cap if they can knock off the big guys from Kirksville.
Right, it is. And again, it's once you get on the court, anything can happen, and that goes in our game against Rockbridge. They're kind of the top dog there, and then the rest of the tournament. So when you get on the court, you got to be ready to play, no matter who you're playing or what it's for. And that's something that we really express to our guys. You're on the court to compete and to work hard, and you do that, you work hard in practice, then everything else will kind of take care of itself.
We're going back to scrappy defense for just 1 minute. You do that, but when you get the ball in the half court, if you're not getting a break in transition or something, will you slow it down and work for that three or work for whatever? Will you slow it down a little bit?
When we need to, we'll slow it down. For the most part, we're looking to get a shot up. We're looking to get a post. We're looking to get a shot. We'll drive it when we need to kind of open things up. But I want them to get those shots up pretty quick. And we talk to our guys a lot about the certain situations in the game and understanding when you want to slow it down and really look for something. So I think they have a pretty good understanding so far of what we expect. For the most part, we're going to want to get shots up. I think with what we're capable of doing, we can do that. Just got to work on both ends.